everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of UPCEO Project Podcast. This is Francis San Diego. Today, I have another special guest with us. He's none other than Cameron. Hi, Cameron. How's up? How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on the show. Super
Oh yeah,
excited.
definitely. So, just so you know, guys, for all the audience out here, me and Cameron met at the Funnel Hacking Live in last 2022. Would you believe that? It's been
Yeah.
like almost 2 years now. I thought it was longer than that because of a lot of stuff happened in between. So anyway, good thing that I touched base with Cameron, and he's gonna I know for a fact that he's gonna share a lot of beautiful tips, insights on how to be an entrepreneur. And for those of you out there, he's more into like a barber business, right?
Yeah.
Barbershop
Everything
business.
I do is mainly in the barber industry.
All
Yep.
right, sounds good. All right, brother, so please allow just introduce yourself, and probably we can go ahead and get this conversation going.
Cool.
All right, bro.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Cameron Linares. I am a father, a husband, and an entrepreneur. I've been in the business side of things for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. After like 5 years, I feel like you just quit counting. But you know, after things start to get a little easier. But yeah, I've been in business for a while. I own a successful barbershop that creates six figures passive income every year. So I was able to quit cutting hair like over a year ago. I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
2 years ago, something like that.
yeah.
So my barbershop just, pays me some nice paychecks every week. And then I also own a barber school here in Florida. So that's the newer project. That's been open for about 2 years. And right now, I'm actually going through the process of getting government funding for students. So that'll be a big game changer. It'll be great for our
Man,
community and also great for my bank account.
wow, that's great to hear, dude. Like I remember it vividly, but last time we spoke, actually, we hang out on bar, right? I
Yeah, it was
think
like
it was like a last
Fridays or
night.
something.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. But I can't remember. But yeah, we shared some insights on what we wanted to do, and good thing that you mentioned about that school. So probably what we can start off is like, how did you start up with that business? Maybe you can share it to our viewers.
Yeah. Yeah. So how I ended up starting up my first business, it was kind of it was a rough situation. I kind of fell into entrepreneurship or was
Mhm,
pushed into entrepreneurship. I
mhm,
definitely planned on opening a shop, just not as quickly as I did open the shop. Me and my
mhm,
wife moved to Florida from California in like 2017, 2016. And I was working at this barber shop. I was really busy. I was the only person working there. It was like a haberdashery. So there were only two chairs and they sold a
mhm,
bunch of men's stuff. But
mhm.
I was really busy. I talked my wife into coming over there. She came over there. She's really busy. We're crushing it in Florida. It's been like 4 months. We're already making a bunch of money. And then we're like, yeah, let's buy a boat. So we go and we buy like a $60,000 boat, which is a nice, monthly payment.
Yeah,
And then like,
sounds
and then like,
scary, huh?
what was that?
It sounds scary.
Oh
What?
yeah, dude. At the time, I had only been a barber, so this is a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
piece of or a good detail is I had only been
Right,
a barber for like 6 months, so like I
correct,
barely knew what I was doing. So I was like
correct.
super rookie, could barely cut
Yeah.
hair, but I was still doing really well. So we bought a boat. It was the most expensive thing I'd ever bought at that time. So yeah, I was low key like scared to sign that piece of paper, but we bought a boat and we're spending money left and right. Things are going good. We're young. And then it's a Monday night. We're supposed to work the next day. And I get a text from the owner. They're like, hey, we're closing the doors for good permanently on Thursday. We're like,
Dang.
yo, for real? You gave us 2 days notice? Like, what the hell, dude?
Damn.
And so then there's no other shops we want to go to. And we just decided, all right, fine, let's open up our own.
Mhm,
I had 10 grand cash. We took out a $10,000 personal loan because we couldn't get a business loan at that time. Neither of us had
mhm,
any business credit, zero
mhm,
business experience. No one was going to give
mhm,
us a loan. So we
mhm.
took out a personal loan, opened up a shop. Um, the first 3 years were like borderline failure. We were like, what
Mhm.
are we doing? This is awful. We should just
Correct.
open up a suite, cut hair with just us two in a tiny little building. learning how to navigate, like team building, all that stuff was difficult.
Yeah.
But then we didn't give up, kept grinding it out, and now it pays us out 6 figures a year, and we don't have to cut hair.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's a great story. Actually, I still remember our last conversation that actually we did talk about. I don't know if you remember this. We did talk about like you putting up like a mobile app, right? Or like a course, something like that.
Yeah, dude. So when I met you at Funnel Hacking Live, I was really into like wanting to start being a coach. And I
Correct.
wanted to start coaching barbers.
Correct.
And I ended up spending about a year
Mm-hmm.
focusing on that. And after a year, during that year, it was really tough. I hired a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I paid him like 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then like 2 months in, my brother died. So my
Oh,
brother
sorry to
passed
hear
away.
that, bro.
So, thank you, man. But
Yeah.
so I was dealing with that. So that made it difficult on top of running my businesses and trying to
Is
start.
that the after Funnel Hacking Live or
Yeah,
during after,
yeah,
right? Okay.
after. Yep. So it was a
Uh-huh.
couple months after, and then so dealing with that, trying to run businesses, trying to start the new coaching business, and then like 6 months later, I tore an artery in my neck, which was like a gym
Ooh,
accident. Yeah. So then
my
like I
goodness.
was like I thought I was having a stroke when it happened. It was pretty gnarly. And then
Uh-huh.
so then that was like really stressful too. So that year
Mm-hmm.
was hard. And then the clients I was getting, they weren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it my all. And what I had realized is that I had created such a successful environment in the barber industry, like
Correct.
in our town and the people I was involved with. I didn't realize that the people outside that environment had a much different mindset, and that I had overestimated what I thought the average
Correct.
barber's mindset was like. So I in a sense, I thought that they were way more ambitious
Mm-hmm.
and cared about self development way more than they actually did.
Yeah,
So when I
that's true.
started that coaching, I started to really realize, okay, I overestimated the average barber, and most
Mm,
of them didn't really care about growing and building
correct.
and, making money or retirement or passive income, any of that. They just were really basic.
Yeah,
So that was
just going day by day, right? Like they just
yeah,
they
just
don't care whatever.
yep, complacent with just grinding every day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's
And I'm
great. Yeah.
not like you, and neither are you. We're the
Yeah.
opposite, obviously. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that didn't work out, and I ended up kind of slowing down on that because it just didn't seem like it was a good use of my time.
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. So since we've been talking about like how we met and in a Funnel Hacking Live, maybe for me, definitely it actually it's funny that you mentioned about like the struggles after the post Funnel Hacking Live. Me too. I also encountered some some issues with regards to my team. Remember, I was like sharing to I do have a team. I'm beginning to get it going.
Yeah.
Then after a
You were
while,
scaling that, I believe.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
in about I was like scaling. That's why I went to Funnel Hacking Live and I wanted to learn more. But the thing is, it went south in such a way that my team is not producing like really how I wanted it to be. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like incorporating them what I learned from Funnel Hacking Live, but they took it like on the other side. Like, they don't really care. All they do is
Yep.
like what you mentioned about the same story. Like they don't care. They just wanted paycheck to paycheck. As long as they're covered, they're good. And all of a sudden, like after more than a year, I let go of them,
Yeah.
like all of them. I kind of like
Cut them
that's like
loose.
really, yeah, it's like really, dude, like I was like hoping to like educate them. I'm like really educating them. I'm like teaching them how to do it because what I learned from you, basically I learned from you when we were like having that conversation in the bar, dude. Okay, Cameron taught me some lessons that I needed to incorporate. So I was like teaching them, but their mindset is all different.
Yeah.
All of them. Like I kid you not, like there were like 10. Most that I had is like 10. 10 of them.
That's a lot
Video
of
editor.
employees too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I kid you
That's a
not.
lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, I I know for a fact that it's possible. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that I'm not like really cocky that I can do this, whatever. I'm trying to be. I'm scared. definitely I'm scared, but because 10, then they're all remote, like overseas, like in the Philippines.
Yeah, dude. And that's 10 sets of problems.
I know.
Yeah.
I
You know?
learned it the hard way. So anyway,
Yeah.
so that thing is like really a bummer. But the thing is, I learned a lot from that one. So what I did is like I let go of them, I revamped and got this place like actually 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I got this place and pretty much I assessed everything out on my end. And I was like looking at all of the resources that I have, and okay, I got all the gears. Why not put my own studio? So
Dude,
I'm getting back again.
I saw that video of you building it. I think you
Yeah,
just posted it this morning.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and dude, it looks really cool. Like it looks really good. And it's really
yeah,
cool. It was good because I've been thinking about building a studio. I have some
dude.
extra space at the school, and
It's
you
all worth
utilize
it.
a really small space to make it look really nice.
No, dude. Like right now, I'm like, when I was like looking at it, oh man, there's a lot of possibilities that you could do. Like on in the space, I can like I'm like setting it up where I can have like 8 different backgrounds. So it's as
Mm-hmm.
if they're in 8 different locations.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm setting it up. So I was like, okay, this is good. Then plus it helped me somehow. I don't know. I'm not like 100% sure that it helped me when I'm inviting some prospects to come over here. That it gives that instant. Okay, I think in their mind that they were like thinking, okay, he knows what he's talking about. I think he can do what he's saying. Like for example, the video
Mm-hmm.
production and everything. So that helped a lot. Kind of like instead of just virtual.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And like when it comes, it's crazy how important presentation is when
Correct.
it comes to doing like business
How you
deals.
present yourself.
How
Yeah.
you present yourself, like when it comes down to even like physical appearance.
Correct.
And a lot of people, I think there's a lot of people who think that that's not important, but being a barber, like I
Mhm,
see it all the time. And
mhm.
I, it is really crazy how, the first impression does really matter. So,
Yes.
but even on the video, like when we hopped on here, I was like, dang, my camera's not working. Now I'm like really jealous because yours looks way better than mine. And
No, you
you
don't have to
automatically
be.
appear to be more professional than me.
Yeah.
But that's just like people are even subconsciously going to notice those things, even if they're not
Yeah.
really looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a great idea to have that
Yeah.
professional studio for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you don't need to buy expensive stuff or something. I did try a lot. Like I'm in reinvesting my stuff. Like during that period where I was like trying to scale up, I smartened enough to kind of like, okay, I got to start investing in gears. I got to start
Yeah.
doing it. So when it happened that I have to let go of stuff and try to reset, I assess myself. Oh fuck! I got this on gear. What do I need to do with this one? I don't want
Now,
to
how to
put.
use it is a whole nother story, right?
Yeah, it's a whole other story. But I'm not saying that I'm an expert in video production, right? But at least
Yeah.
I'm one step ahead, something like that. So
Yeah. Your
that's
video
good.
looks really clean. It looks really
Oh
good.
yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
You
So
look
anyway,
professional for sure.
so so with that one, we always wanted to go back to funnel hacking live. I guess maybe me, I know what happened to me, right? For you,
Yeah.
what did you maybe like give us like 3 points that you learned or key takeaways that you learned from funnel hacking live?
Oh man, when you go to Funnel Hacking Live, you learn so much. And I've been like 3 times now, and
Three
I
times?
would go that, yeah, 3 times, 2 times. I've been
2 times.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
been
remember. Hey,
twice.
just on the side, I remember you were like, you remember we were like about to decide on signing up, and we were both of
Oh,
us were
yeah.
like, "Are you gonna do it?" I don't know. Let me
If you
think
do
about
it, I'll
my
do
wife.
it.
I remember that moment. I was like thinking about it. Man, Cameron, I remember him and I were like talking about, "Are we gonna do it?" Like, man, let me see with my wife. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm glad that I ended up not going through it
Yeah.
and paying all the money. I think I was definitely jumping the gun on there. And when it comes back
Mhm.
to like what I've learned from Huddle Hacking Live going
Mhm.
twice, number one, the people who get on that stage are master salespeople, and
Correct.
they will pitch the shit out of you and they will
Yeah.
get you to spend money. Um,
Exactly.
Russell Brunson will literally spend 3 days telling you exactly how to sell stuff to someone and then do it to you. And you know what he's doing. I
Yeah.
know that the pitch is coming and the pitch
Correct.
comes and it's so good. I'm about to spend 25 grand, you know?
Yeah.
And so like definitely go expecting to be pitched constantly. And they do it so well that you don't even realize you're getting pitched sometimes.
They did it methodically in a way that they're like presenting all of the speakers, right?
Yeah,
Right.
everything. It's
It's
structured so
amazing.
well.
Yeah, it's
It is.
really
It's
really
really
great.
impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
It's really impressive how good they are at what they do, and that's why they're all very rich. But
hope we will be as good as them. Well, we can do it anyway. So
yeah, I don't even need to be a billionaire, dude. I'm good
yeah.
with millions. You know,
Oh,
I would be
millions. Yeah.
perfectly
Oh,
happy with being
are
a
you kidding me?
nice
Millions?
millionaire.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
We'll take it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Sorry about cutting you off. So what?
No, you're
I
good.
think you're in your second, right?
Yeah, so it's like when you go, you learn a lot of skills or things to apply. But I think like stepping away and taking a more broad look at it, what I learned was that one, it's a big sales event. That's, I think, the main reason it goes on is to be a sales event for them to make a lot of money.
Correct.
Number two, that the people you meet there are just as important or more important as the event itself. The ability to network with a bunch of entrepreneurs in one building who are really going for it.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. After the first year, like meeting you and some other people, I was like, okay, this is extremely valuable. Like we're meeting people who have they're matching my ambition. You know, they got goals, and it's hard to meet people like that out in the real world.
Correct.
For a lot of people. For me, I don't have a lot of acquaintances or friends like that in my town.
Yeah.
And then number three, what else? Number three, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a third one. You just,
okay.
I mean,
come to you.
Yeah, you have to go and be open because you get flooded with so much information.
Correct.
Also, I guess a third one would be like if you plan on going to Funnel Hacking Live, I think go through the list of speakers and plan who you really want to be there for. Because the first year I was like, I can't miss a single speaker.
Yeah.
You know, but then I missed out on a lot of networking opportunity.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I was spending so much time listening to every speaker. So pick the ones that apply to what you're doing and what you're really interested in. And the ones that are like, I don't really know, take that time to go out into the halls and network and market and meet people. Because you can also make money at these events depending on what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I met some people who make a lot of money just going there and landing clients and creating partnerships. And that's the main reason they go. They don't even listen to speakers. They go there to meet people to make deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, yeah, for me too, it's more of like networking. You can see the ambiance when you're there. Like everybody's pumped up. Everybody wanted to learn. Everyone wanted to connect. Everybody. You remember that guy who has like the marketing backpack where there's like a LED monitor?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I was like looking at it on Alibaba. You can see that they're selling those stuff. So I was like, wow, those are creative. Then
people get really creative there.
Yeah, they're really creative, and that's why it's really important for us to go to an event where like-minded people think how you whatever you are, you think like this. Find some community that thinks alike. Because it's going to help you be pumped up, you get creative ideas. And I even felt jealous about the kid. I don't know if you met that kid who has his own book.
Oh, he was selling the books right in front of us.
Yeah,
out
like
of his backpack.
Bucks.
Yeah, and he made like $400 in like 20 minutes standing
14?
there.
Is he 14?
I don't know. He was like 12 then. I don't
Dude,
I don't know. I remember just being like, damn, this kid's parents are legit.
Yeah, I know. I was like thinking, man, I wasted like 30 plus years and this kid is like killing it right now. So I was like,
the cool thing is you didn't waste 30 plus years. You just weren't raised in that environment. I mean, I'm guessing because you say you were wasting 30 years.
No,
but
definitely.
Your kid, you have one daughter, right?
I have two daughters. One 5-year-old, actually, boy. So that's what
you got my 3 kids? I thought you only had one for some reason.
No, dude, don't tell them. Oh, my wife will ask me about it. And who is that one? That
I have a terrible memory. I got ADHD. I forget everything.
It's like
Yeah.
I have two daughters, older daughters. Then I have a 5-year-old kid. Now that 5-year-old kid is like, that's why I'm doing this right now. This is what I'm
Yep.
going to leave him for, like a legacy for us as entrepreneurs. So
Dude,
which is
so
cool.
two things that you just
Yeah.
mentioned that I think are really good points. Number one, you mentioned the energy
Mm-hmm.
and like the vibe. And number two, you mentioned your kids. And I think those are both really important when it
Yeah.
comes to being an entrepreneur, especially if you're a father.
Yes.
Events like funnel hacking, that is a really good point.
Correct.
I go to events like that once or twice a year because, being a business owner is stressful.
Yes.
Like you get beaten down a lot. Like
A lot.
life just beats you down. Business
Yeah.
beats you down. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And going to those events does create so much energy and it helps you get back on that right path. It's really motivating. I remember every time I leave Funnel Hacking Live, I'm like, oh, this year's the year. I'm getting paid,
Yes, I
And
know,
then like
right?
6 months later, I'm like, damn, this is not as easy as
Not.
I thought it was going to be. But every time I go to an event, it's like slamming an energy drink,
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. Then
yeah. So you get,
after like 3 or 6 months, you crashed out.
yeah, exactly. So you need another event, right, to get re-inspired or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. Like that's totally me. So I like going to those events for the motivation and inspiration too,
Correct.
because getting re-inspired I think is really important. So you don't just fizzle out or burn out, or you don't get complacent. You got to keep
Last year,
building.
last year I was thinking about it, but like I said, well, I was like in the process of like revamping or something. So that's not a good time for me at that time because I'm
Yeah,
like laying off a lot of my
your team. You had some
staff,
pretty
right,
serious
team.
stuff going on.
I gotta reassess everything out. It's like not working, and plus the fact, remember, would you believe like it's almost 2 years, and AI happened,
Yeah,
right?
dude.
So we
Yeah.
haven't like really when we met, AI is not in the picture yet.
No, it
So
was
maybe,
like just surfacing. Yeah.
yeah, I know, surfacing, and we were like talking about how we're going to automate like getting clients or students like for you, right? You were like talking about,
Yep.
dude. I remember. Are you with me when we went to Dr. Chow?
Oh yeah, that was me and you, bro. Yeah,
See,
yeah, when we got
bro,
invited to that party.
how far was it? How far was it? Like
Bro,
we
it was like
drove,
20 miles or something.
dude. Like I remember now while we were driving or like telling stories, and when we went there, we were like, "Oh, I think this is scam, dude. Like
Yeah,
the
this
house
is
is
not a
empty."
party, dude. Yeah, I remember we pulled, like, you could see through the back windows and he had like all the banners of his
Yeah,
sales stuff up and there
yeah,
was
yeah.
like 6 people there.
Dude.
Ah,
Like we were like talking,
yeah.
should we go? No, hell no, because
Hell no.
look, dude, look, the house is empty, and he was like inviting all of us. So I was like, okay, let's go home.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sit here for 2
Oh,
hours and
that's the
listen to
time when we
another
went to
sales
the
pitch.
bar. That's the time
Yeah,
that
oh
we
yeah.
after that. That's the time that we went to the bar where we're like, so just to let the audience know that me and Cameron went to like there's this, it's a networking, right? Like a funnel hacking live. There's this one, he's like a Vietnamese, I guess. Yeah, Vietnamese. Dr. Chow. Shout out to you, Dr. Chow, if you see this episode. So he invited us. Like he's really, he's when we were like in that event, we were like, you remember when we signed up somehow, then they
Yeah.
invited us to a room.
Yeah.
Remember that one, right?
Yeah.
Both of us were like, fuck, what were we doing? We were like signing up for 25 grand and we don't know if we're going to do this or not. I was like,
I
what?
guarantee we weren't the only ones,
My mind is
Yeah.
somewhere. We're in that room we're in that private room. Remember when they say that, okay, if you sign up, you go to this room. Okay, then we
Yeah.
went to the room. My mind is outside, dude. Like I'm there physically, but my mind is somewhere. What am I going to do? What am I going to tell my wife, man? Well, anyway,
Right. 100%. What did I just do?
what did I
Yeah,
just
for
do?
sure.
My wife is gonna kill me. 25 grand. Oh my god. But anyway, so Dr. Chow approached me. Hey, I do have an event coming, so please sign up. What's your number? I'm gonna add you to WhatsApp. He's like really direct. So he's friendly, but
Hmm.
he's direct. So he invited us, right? Then you and I were like, okay, should we go? Yeah, let's go. Then we were like driving. Cameron was driving, and it's like, fuck, this is far, like 20
Yeah.
miles. And we're like, man, okay. When we arrived in the location, it's like a house. Then nobody's there. And me and Cameron were like looking, dude, this is like a scam, man.
Yeah, for real, for real, for
Where
real.
where are the rest of the people that you invited? Is it only me and Cameron's coming? I don't know. Let's go, Cameron. Then after that, we went to the bar and just, hang out or something.
Yeah,
So
dude, I think we went to Chili's. No,
is
I'm
that
just kidding.
Chili's?
I have
Yeah,
no
yeah,
idea. I don't
Chili's. Yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
Chili's. And
something like
man,
that? Yeah.
that the hangout that we did is like I learned a lot from you at the time. So yeah, you
Yeah,
remember
me
you
too.
mentioned about your
That's when,
brother. You mentioned about your brother. Now I remember. Then
yeah.
like I said, sorry about what happened to your brother, dude. Like
Yeah, man,
it's
life,
not, yeah,
shit
it's not
happens.
an easy feat. So
No.
anyway, so with that one, like we talk about funnel hacking live, right? So I know that in between, like after that one, life happens, and
Mm-hmm.
all of us, encounter some difficulties in life. And maybe you can share to us, what's the process like in you to kind of like get back on your feet? I know that right now you're like way much better than 2 years ago, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
maybe what's a
yeah.
process like? Maybe take us step by step in terms of like how do you stand up or get back up?
So our situation was like, man, it was really rough. My brother was really sick and he was in the hospital for like 2 months,
Mm-hmm,
slowly passing away. It was a really rough death for
mm-hmm,
him. But I was out in California like that whole time. So and I had a 1 year old
mm-hmm,
and maybe he's probably about one and a half.
mm-hmm.
And so I had to leave my wife and my 1.5 year old home for like 2 months, which was really awful. That
Hard,
sucked.
yeah.
Plus we had, the barber shop, which was runs pretty much on its own. But then we had the barber school, which was only about a
Mm-hmm,
year old. So there was a lot of work to still be done there.
mm-hmm,
So I felt really bad leaving them behind. But then after my brother passed away, I'm what you would call, I guess, a toxic male
mm-hmm,
because I guess I didn't do what everyone says you should do, like grieving and all that.
mm-hmm,
I didn't get therapy like everyone said I should do. I just worked.
mm-hmm,
Like I just started grinding.
mm-hmm,
And for me I guess my grieving process was more like, there's nothing I can do about it. He's gone.
mm-hmm,
Um, I can't just sit around and cry. I still got stuff to accomplish, and so I just worked. And for me, it was like the more busy I was, or the busier I was, the easier it was to cope with that situation.
mm-hmm,
So I just used that negative energy for positive, basically.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I never quit working except for when I was there. I couldn't really do much. But
Yes,
when I
yes.
got back, I was like, I think
It's
I
like
might have took
quick,
a
get
week
back to
off.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like straight back to work and like grinding really hard. Yeah, because it was easier for me, and then also for my family. Like,
Mm-hmm,
I had to be the strong male in the family, so I
mm-hmm,
was the rock. So I had to lead by example. I had to continue to live life because for my mom, my dad, and my sister, it was really difficult.
mm-hmm,
But I had to be that
mm-hmm.
person who got them back on
Correct,
track. I
correct.
couldn't allow them to just stay home and be depressed.
Correct.
Like that's also not healthy. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, it was
great,
tough,
man.
dude.
Yeah, I mean that's a very inspirational that you've shared to us, dude. Like so just so you know, yeah, because the theme of this podcast that I've been promoting, or like I'm really big advocate of how you take care of your family, especially in the sandwich generation. Definitely you as part of it. That's why you are one of the person that I thought about in terms of like inviting here to
Thanks,
be a
man.
guest, because definitely I know you're a family man. At the same time, I know for a fact that you're part of the sandwich generation. So our target here is to educate and instill some inspiration to our guests, or I mean the audience here,
Mm-hmm.
to know that they're not alone, right? So
Yep.
we wanted to make sure that they can surpass all of the struggles in life. At the same time, you can do something about it, like what Cameron was sharing to us. He didn't let himself get depressed, and what he did is like he worked himself out. Like I mean,
Yeah.
he worked his ass out in terms of like getting his mind off of it and just grind, continuous grind. So yeah, like what happened to you, Cameron? Maybe I guess so. Like when that happened to you, and at the same time, in terms of like taking care of the family, how is it like at that time? Like, did you? I know you struggled, right? Somehow,
Oh,
how
yeah.
what did you do in taking care balancing your work, because I know you mentioned about grinding yourself out in work, right? But
Yeah.
I guess the next question is, how did you go about in terms of like taking care of the family, because you have to balance it out, right? What's your process like with that regard?
So, well, first, like the way I think about leadership, I think that it's the male's job to lead the family,
Correct.
in my opinion. And when I think about like male leadership and being a husband, I fall back to biblical principles a lot. I'm a Christian, so like I read the Bible every day. That's kind of where I learned how to be a leader of the family,
Mm-hmm.
and then surrounding myself by other strong men who believe kind of those same values and same principles. Um, Not saying that you have to believe the same thing I believe, but in that book there are really strong values when it comes to being a man and a leader and
Mm-hmm.
principles. So when I like grinding for work for my family, my dad, he didn't work for me, but my mom works for me. My wife works with me. I can't say for me or she'll get pissed.
Well,
But she
or maybe she will say, "I am your boss." Okay.
yeah, exactly. And then my sister, I've been helping her build a business for the last year and a half.
Nice.
So they all rely on me. So it's
Yeah.
not like I go to a 9 to 5, I check in, they're doing their own thing, I collect a paycheck. Like if I don't
Mhm.
perform,
Yeah.
they don't get to perform, right? And
Yes.
if I don't perform, they all get hurt. So as the leader and the male of the family, the man of the family, I consider myself the male leader and not my father, just because I don't think that he is fit for that role. But
Mhm.
I had to become that person. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
You're
didn't
like the
really have.
foundation. You're like the
Yeah, I'm the
foundation.
foundation. I didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
My choice was to either pick myself up by my bootstraps, grind, and make sure that everyone else is okay,
Mm-hmm.
or I could, you know, drink, hang out at home, do
Yeah.
whatever people do
Mm-hmm.
when they're really depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone suffer. You know,
Man, I'm happy
so
for
those
you,
were
dude.
my options,
Dude,
and
like,
and it,
I'm happy for you. Thinking about it, like almost 2 years since then, man, you did it.
yeah, it's tough.
You did it. Yeah, it's tough,
Yeah,
but you did it.
well, I don't think we have a choice, you know, and it's a really we were born with, yeah, I think that we benefit in a lot of ways by being men, but at the same time, like there's a lot of struggle and a lot of pressure that comes along with being a man. Like
Correct.
for the people looking outside into my family, I think that they're judging me on my ability to lead, right? And my
Yeah.
ability to make sure my family can get through this. And for me, I really care what people think, maybe too much sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And also I really care about like what I think about myself. So I really didn't have a choice but to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. So,
I had to do it for them. I had to do it for me, and I had to do it for the preservation of, I guess, of my family appearance, you know, and that we can get through it as a team. And I think that a lot of men deal with that pressure.
mhm.
Some men don't know how to handle it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
some
That's
men do
great.
really well.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, from what I also learned is like you only have two choices. Either you fight and grind, or you just give up and not
Yeah.
do
You lay
anything.
down and give up.
Yeah. So I believe that I know for a fact that most men tend to give up in such a way that probably they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, especially nowadays, like in a digital world, right? Like everything that you can think of, like a solution, it's like right there. I learned that also on the latter part. Like you tend to gravitate to feeling sorry for yourself and don't know what to do, but where it's uh, that there's like a solution already. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
keep
always a
on.
solution to every single
There's
problem.
always a solution. So it's good thing that you mentioned about it. Like I hope that it will reach the right person. Well, definitely for me, I
Yeah, me
honestly
too.
believe that it's gonna reach the right person with your story that you shared. That everything is possible. Just you just got to get your mind right, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I think another thing that men need to remember is that like nobody's coming to save us,
correct.
as men, which
Agree.
is really that's tough to live with for a lot of
Correct.
people. But
Correct.
like my wife,
Hmm.
if I were not in the picture anymore, she could find another man who
Yeah.
would she could probably find another a wealthy man, and
Yeah.
she'd be just fine, or a
Yeah.
man to take care of her.
Hmm.
My kids, they
Hmm.
have all kinds of people in their life that would
Hmm.
come to save them if anything happened to us.
Correct.
But for us,
Hmm.
I don't think, like me personally, I don't have anyone who's going to come save me.
Yeah.
So if shit isn't going well and things are not going how I want them to go, no
Hmm.
one's going to come fix that for me.
Yeah.
It's up to me to fix it for myself. And I think
Yes.
that, men really need to stand up and be that person and just accept it as our duty as men. Like, it's what we have to do. It's
I
just
think
what being
it's
a man is.
yeah. I think yeah. Like you hit it right in the head, dude. Like I think it's more of like a curse of a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a curse, but also a blessing because when you
Blessing.
do it
Yeah.
well,
Curse
it's a
and a
curse if you're
blessing.
not good at it. If
Correct.
you if you and if you accept it and you care, then you
Mhm.
become a leader that's amazing for your family and you can create an amazing life for yourself and for your
Mhm.
family. So
Yeah,
it can be a
definitely.
blessing or a curse for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And also there's a lot of I guess a lot of men in particular they tend to I don't know if like because for me at first I was like trying to compare myself to others. But then again,
Oh man.
he's not me. I know what I can do. It's just a matter of me like so like right now I'm like really like shut off. I don't care what you do
Just
or what you
focusing.
did. Focus on yourself. I have my own timeline. I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of me executing and be consistent, right? And
Yep.
yeah, dude, like my friend, man, I'm really, really happy that I heard I get in touch with you. Like I'm so
Yeah, me
excited
too, dude.
actually that the thing is, I was like looking at your profile. Man, I forgot his name at first. Fuck, how can I find him? Like I know we talked about and we spent time like in the bar or something like that. What's his name?
Hmm.
And I was like looking at my social media. Because I don't know. I'll share to you our picture before when we hang out. You remember the guy who's a Samoan, tall guy as well? We were waiting at the front lobby. He's a
Oh, to
tall
talk to him.
Samoan. Huh? No, I haven't talked to him, but we were like there together. I have a picture of that one. I'm gonna share it to you.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I was like,
I'll recognize it right off the
yeah,
bat.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna recognize this because you two also have like some similarities in terms of like let's say the your whatever your interests are or something like that. So, but yeah, definitely. Um, so I was like looking for your number or your profile. Then I found that like Barber. I just typed in the search bar Barber, and
There you go.
sure enough, I found you. Then I was like looking at you, man. This maybe probably you can share this to our viewers because since then Cameron had his own podcast which I
Yeah.
really got excited dude like man, this guy will get me in terms of like me starting again my podcast and at the same time he knows his shit. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
maybe yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah.
No,
I'm
you're
definitely
doing
trying.
great, man. You're really great. That's why I'm like really pumped up when I found somebody who I know who's doing what I wanted to do all along, dude.
Cool.
That's why it's really so. Anyway, yeah, probably you can talk to them about like your in your business right now. You mentioned about the school, right? Maybe
Yep.
talk to us about your school and how did you set it up and who is it for in particular?
So the school, this kind of goes back to like talking about employees and having
Mhm.
problems with hiring and team building.
Correct.
It's difficult, and
Yeah.
team building is really hard, and it's definitely not for everyone. Unfortunately, we live in an era where technology makes it a lot easier for us to
Mhm.
do a lot more than we
Mhm.
used to be by
Mhm.
ourselves or with less
Correct.
people. But technology can't cut hair. So I don't
Yeah.
really get to use that in the barbershop, unfortunately, for the main aspect of the business.
Correct.
But we were struggling to build a solid team, and we would be hiring. We'd have empty chairs, and empty chairs means we're not at capacity. We're not making as much money as we could. Excuse me. And every time we'd hire, the problem with our area was there was a lot of barbershops and a little bit of barbers. So if they didn't like the way you operated or they didn't like something about you, they would just leave and go to another shop. We just called them shop hoppers. They would go from shop to shop to shop, sometimes back to a shop they already worked at. And we were like, we hated that culture in our area. And then also barbering has been really good for me and my wife. I mean, I was making $1,000 a day cutting hair before I quit cutting hair. That's like doctor money, people, when I would tell people that, they would be like mind blown.
Yeah.
So we wanted to offer that to the community. So we opened the school for two reasons. Depending on who I'm talking to, we opened it to provide for the community. When I'm talking to someone who's more business minded, we opened it to be like do you know how pro teams have like a rookie team and they pull people up from the rookie team? So that was the idea of the school is, okay, we'll open the school. We'll start building our own barbers. We'll start creating culture there, and we'll cherry pick barbers and place them within our barbershop. And then we'll expand to more barbershops. And then we'll always have a constant flow of new employees who we've started training from day one and started getting to know from day one.
That's great.
So
that's a great concept.
Yeah, it's been working out good. Now our barbershop is stacked. And I mean, we have people, we're going to have to open more barbershops because we just don't have room for all the people who want to work for us now. So that's been a blessing. But, having employees is rough, and we're not really sure if we want to go to that like 30 employee level right now. Yeah, because it always takes a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Manually, right? Like, especially dealing with the personnel, it's really tough. They have different attitudes, different mindsets. You got to kind of like mold them into how you want them to be. But at the end of the day, sometimes if they saw an opportunity, they'll just leave you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. People will do you so dirty. And one of the things I've had to learn is like to not take that personal, just move on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I learned that the hard way, Cameron.
Yeah.
I said,
everyone learns that the hard way.
They'll do you dirty. Like, I kid you not, there's this like a GM that the GM that I had. She knew that I'm going to let her go, and she messaged all of my clients. And she took one client in particular. Yeah. She took advantage of it. Yeah, she took advantage of the fact that this particular client of ours has a cancer, and she's not talking to her at all. Then all of a sudden, she took interest and she got away with it. So for me, okay, that's how you play dirty. Okay, I mean, God bless her, and I mean, she must have needed that money more than anything else. I don't know. So
some people are just
I gotta move on. Yeah, I gotta move on. That's why now I value our connection. You and just so you know, I don't know if you remember him, the couple. I had Carlos Lara, and I'll show you the picture when you will recognize them, because we were with them, those couple that are doing affiliate marketing. I had him as a guest here as well. We're gonna have a live broadcast on Friday next week.
Nice.
So
Heck yeah.
So you'll
I'm
see
sure
him.
I'm so bad with names, and the only reason I remember yours is because your last name's San Diego, and I used to live there. So
remember what I told you? What's your? My name is Francis. Oh, you're from San Diego? No, that's my last name. What?
That's literally. I thought it was where you were from.
Yeah. I keep on telling. It's like really common. We're so used to it. Like San Diego is my last name. I get that a lot. So because they always tell me, San Diego, you're from San Diego? No. That's my last name. Oh, cool. I wish I owned San Diego, but
right.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. That it's so good to reconnect with you, in particular, because we've have some similar interests, and the mindset are like really the same. It's more of like
Mm-hmm.
us reconnecting, and um, hearing from your story, it gives me more inspiration to
Cool.
move even
Good.
further. And at the same time, you've been through a hell a lot. I get that definitely. So, yeah, in terms of like the school, probably Cameron. In terms of like location, you're located in Florida, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right
We're
now,
in Florida, Northwest
or
Florida. Yeah.
Northwest Florida. So probably maybe you can share to us for the course itself, or like let's say, how do you offer it nationwide, or do you offer it locally only for now?
No, so with barbering, it has to be, it's like going to nursing school. You have to do like the hours in school. So
Nice.
we can't do virtual, we can't do online school. It all has to be like clinical hours. So they have to be on the floor here actually
And
doing
I
haircuts.
guess the licensing, right? I think I remember
Yeah.
you mentioned about the licensing. You got to get some credits or something like that.
Yeah, so we're licensed by the Florida Department of Education. I think when we first
Yeah,
met, we were just going through that
yeah, you're
initial
going through it. Yeah,
application process. Yeah,
yeah.
and it, oh
You're
my
in the
gosh,
process. Yeah, that
yeah,
you
it's
shared to me
terrible.
about your goal. That you're in the process of getting your license or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we got our license, and then yeah, we've been
Nice.
licensed for 2 years now. Now we're trying to get the government benefits for students, which will be huge. But yeah, dude, it's been a dealing with the state and the government. It's a whole another level of annoying because
You know, right?
they don't give a shit about you. Like
Correct.
just straight up dealing with like the Florida Department of Education. I hope no one from there hears this, but they don't give a shit. Like we had to have our building for 6 months and we couldn't market. We couldn't tell anyone that we were opening a barber school. So we were paying out rent for 6 months and it ended up being like 9. It was supposed to be 6, but it was,
Wow.
it was like COVID. Yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. Thousands of dollars just going to an empty building.
So
And then we had like our caseworkers or whatever they're called, our case managers, and it was COVID and we had like 4 quit. Every time we'd get one, we'd start the process would be going good. And I'd call one day to get some information. They'd be like, oh yeah, so-and-so left. I'm like, what do you mean they left out? They're just gone. And that happened to us like 3 times. So every time our process kept getting like messed up or restarted. And then we had one for like the last year that was just, dude, the worst. The worst. I think she got fired. She was the only one when I called and they were like, she's gone. I was like, thank God. Thank God she's gone. Because I was complaining about her, but they won't give you a new person. They don't really care. So
yeah,
like everything was just taking way longer than it
yeah.
needed to. And so like with our licensing, it was, and it's like, oh, if you don't get licensed, you just have a 5-year lease and no business to put in it, and you lose all the money you had to put towards the school. So it's like there's like tens of thousands of dollars on the line, and it's just one lady who doesn't want to email you back who's holding it all together. So it's really stressful. Yeah. And you can't cuss her out because then she really won't get back to
You'll
you,
make
you
it.
know?
You'll make it
Yeah, so
harder for you.
you still have to kiss her ass even though she's not doing what you want her to do. You're like
Yeah.
just being really nice and begging and hopefully she gets it done. So yeah, that was
Man,
tough.
so
That was really tough.
so it took you 9 months, huh? That's like really
Yeah,
expensive.
just to get the doors open. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
so
really
in that 9 months, what did you do then? Of course, there's the cash flow is stuck. Like it's
yeah,
going, everything is like on the drain right now. Like
expenses only.
yeah,
Expenses only.
expenses
Yeah.
only.
So
So what did you do during that course of time?
we have a 4,000 square foot building. So what I did during that course of time is I just started building it out myself. I started doing all
Oh,
the painting. I started building the stations. I did the
uh,
flooring. I had 4 months and my
uh,
barbershop made enough money to where I didn't have to cut hair. So it's
oh,
like
at
I
least.
started just doing all the work that I
Uh,
didn't have to hire a professional to do. Everything but plumbing and electrical work, I pretty much did myself. So I spent a lot of that time. It didn't take me 9 months, but I spent a lot of that time remodeling the building. And then that's really what I spent the majority of the time. And then I did do marketing, even though I wasn't supposed to. And I got in trouble for that, though. I got a cease and desist order. But
oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, because,
Hey,
you know, business gets dirty, business gets grimy sometimes. So all I did was put some posters in the window that there was a barber school coming soon, so people in the
mhm.
parking lot would know. And they're in Tallahassee,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 3 hours. The licensing agency.
Mm-hmm.
I know they didn't drive all the way over here just to look at an empty building to
Correct.
bust me.
Correct.
So it actually ended up coming from a complaint. So one of our competitors filed a
Yeah.
complaint
Yeah.
against us
They're
with the
like
state.
looking at you, huh? Like
Yeah,
they're paying attention to what you're trying to do.
yeah, they're mad I'm doing it and they didn't. And it's happened to us a bunch of times. We've had a bunch of complaints and had the state sent into our businesses, but we're legit. So
Yeah.
we just kind of laugh and
Absolutely.
we're like, okay, take a look, do your inspection. We're good. Like, and nothing
Wow.
ever comes of it. It's just them trying to squeeze us, trying to cause us
Yeah.
problems. It's
Well,
typically what happens when you're doing well.
yeah, definitely jealousy. They know for a fact that they can't. You're like a threat, actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you're like
absolutely.
a threat,
Yeah.
which is really good. So I mean, it's funny that how you mentioned about that one because a lot of people will try to pull you down, especially when they know for a fact that they cannot compete with you if you launch that.
Yep. Yeah.
You imagine that
Yeah.
now you launch it. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do now? Right? So it's really good. Hey, dude, like I'm really, really happy that it turned out really great for you. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
definitely. I'm so fortunate enough to know you in the sense that you created some inspiration, and hopefully our viewers out here can pick some inspiration from what you've just shared to us. And it's really, really I'm really thankful that you shared to us that story side of your story. I know it's not gonna it doesn't give us enough time to talk about all of the stuff that needs to be talked about, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that you've succeeded finally,
Thank you,
right?
man. Me too. Me too,
I,
dude. It would suck if I didn't. Yeah.
yeah, so it's good. So anyway, so before we end, dude, like probably, oh, you know what, can you please share to us where can they check you out in terms of like
Oh
your
yeah.
website, your social media? Just before you say it or share it, this guy is like really legit living the life of an entrepreneur. Why is that? Because right now he's taking care of his body, which I envy
Yeah.
him. I'm gonna follow his footsteps. I'm gonna grind as well. So yeah, go ahead, Cameron.
Dude, so yeah, Cameron Linares. You can find me on Instagram at Big Money Barber. That's my IG handle. And then my podcast is the Big Money Barber Show. That's where I'm most active.
Yeah,
TikTok, you can find me Original Cameron. I literally just post videos of me working out and nobody follows me though. So
you gotta
yeah,
share.
that's where you
You
can
gotta
find me.
share. You gotta share it to me, dude. Like, if you add me or I add you, you'll be my second follower. No, I'm just
Hey.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to manage social medias. Like it
Oh
brings
yeah,
you
dude.
different, like TikTok. It drives me nuts. Like same content, but different platforms provides you different, different
Way
audience.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. Social media is still a mystery to me. I haven't managed to master that, but I
yeah,
also haven't put a ton of effort in trying to master that.
correct.
Fortunately,
Yeah,
neither of my businesses rely on it.
you'll get used to it. I mean, right now I'm trying to remember all of the stuff that I've delegated. That's the hard
Yeah.
part because
Oh yeah, dude.
when for like almost 2 years you keep on delegating all of the stuff and all of a sudden you will be the one doing
Now
it.
it's all on your plate. Yeah.
Yeah, so remember I'm struggling with passwords.
Passwords. Oh yeah, dude.
Well,
Just
I was
save
like,
them all in your phone.
how can it's so frustrating that you can't even remember your passwords now, and the workload alone is hard. The password is like really the one
That's just
that's
annoying. That just pisses you off. Yeah. And then it takes like 30 minutes to reset it.
I was like, what the okay, I'll just do this tomorrow. Let me recall that password. I was like, well,
Right?
it's really hard. So yeah, again, Cameron, thank you very much, buddy. So hope
Yeah,
we
dude.
can do something together in terms of like providing some Then I would like to invite you to also, we're building up a community. So after this episode, I was like wanted to talk to Cameron about putting up some possibility in content for our community, because Cameron, I'm trying to build up a community for the sandwich generation. So our
Yeah, dude. Just let me know.
target audience is 40-year-old to 60-year-old male. It's like really
Nice.
specific, and we wanted to help them out in terms of like, how to go about life. What can you possibly do in terms of like business? And
Yep.
one in particular, your business is like, man can resonate to it. Right?
Yeah, barbering.
Barber, male. That's it. When you say barber, it's like all male, right?
I think, 100%. I think that probably one last thing is the number one thing I've learned over the last 8 years, and this might sound kind of cliche, but it's changed my life more than anything else, is to learn how to leverage other people to make you your money.
Correct. Yeah,
when you can learn how to leverage other people to make you your money, that's when, like, I used to think that I was in business to make money, but then when I started getting free time, like the reason I can post all the videos of me working out and stuff is because I don't have to work that much anymore. I get to choose when I come to work. Now, I don't have to punch a clock. I don't have to work 40 hours a week. I could take the next week off all week if I want to, which is a really beautiful place. I'm still not where I want to be financially.
Yeah.
But once I started tasting, I'm getting there. Yeah. Once I started tasting that freedom, I realized, okay, this is what people were talking about.
Yeah.
This is how you leverage
hacking
people.
Live, right? That's what
dude. And I was like, and sometimes it's hard to grasp some of that stuff, but so my recommendation to anyone listening, if you're still operating businesses and you're in your 40s to 60s, really start trying to understand how to leverage people to make you your money.
Correct.
Because once you learn how to leverage people, then you can really get that free time in retirement you want.
All right.
Well, ethically leverage people. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, thank you for sharing that thoughts, dude. Like, I kid you not, like, I can't wait for us to, to maybe put something together, and who knows, you can extend your school nationwide. Who knows?
Oh, dude, once we get all of our government funding, so we're looking to get GI benefit, so veteran funding right now. Yes. And then in a couple of years we'll get financial aid.
That will solve a lot, dude. Your school will literally solve a lot, especially with the GIs. Definitely, if you give them that knowledge and you give them that idea that, hey, you don't need to be homeless. You gotta go do this shit.
Yeah, 100%.
We're in America, so anything is possible as long as your mindset is great.
Absolutely. God bless America.
All right, guys. So again, this is another great episode that we have with our special guest, Cameron Linares. So please do follow him, subscribe to his channel and his podcast. It's really ton of golden nuggets. I mean, right now when I found out his podcast, I got excited. So I started to subscribed and started from episode 1, dude.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on the show.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. So again, guys, this is another episode, and thank you. Have a good day.
UPCEO, UPCEO, unemployed Pinoy CEO, unemployed Pinoy CEO. What's your story? What's your humble beginning? How did it happen? Come on and share it with the world. Be an inspiration throughout every nation. Tell me your story. Let's show the world we can. Let's go, go, go. UPCEO, UPCEO, unemployed Pinoy